Hello everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening everyone. कैसे हैं सब लोग? मेरा नाम है अरविंद
Hello everyone, Saurabh here.
और हम हैं हैदराबाद बॉयज where we talk all things cricket. Sort of some interesting game happened yesterday um, in Lucknow. Uh, I thought we could talk a little bit more about that between one of the greatest teams in the world in World Cup versus one of the teams which has always felt short at the World Cup. Uh, I
Mm.
thought this image was telling. Australia versus South Africa, जो कल हुआ था,
I mean,
and
I think the only thing, yeah, the only thing that I would have hoped for कि 99 का वो ऊपर वाला image is semi-final one. ये 2023 भी semi-final होता तो possibly it would have been
I know
South Africa entering their finals for the first time. लेकिन ठीक
it's
है,
true,
okay.
which is true. So ये था हमने I picked this from X, and I think this was a tweet from ढाई किलो का tweet. That's the Twitter handle. So credit to them. But essentially, yeah, this is what happened yesterday. Australia got blown out of the park, out of Lucknow, effectively by South Africa. With a 134 runs defeat. I think that was not a joke. I don't think Australia has ever performed like this in a World Cup or at the start
Mm.
of it. The last time it happened कि बोल सकते हैं कि 1999 में हुआ था जब ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने पहला मैच जीता था स्कॉटलैंड के हाथ बट आई थिंक दे लॉस्ट द नेक्स्ट टू गेम्स अगेंस्ट वेस्ट इंडीज एंड पाकिस्तान एंड they were staring at the exiting the World Cup because the way the 99 format was, and then they won it
Mm.
again, and then they continued there all the way till the final. But um, दर्शकों के लिए बता ले कि क्या हुआ था कि पहले बल्लेबाजी एक्चुअली ऑस्ट्रेलिया won the toss and then they chose to ball. Um, this I thought was pretty awkward again क्योंकि ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने पिछले बार भी टॉस ही जीता था. एंड सो ऐसा लगा था कि शायद ऑस्ट्रेलिया में लर्न समथिंग बेटर हियर. लखनऊ का पिच भी थोड़ा नया था सो आई थिंक ऑस्ट्रेलिया डिड नॉट नो कि व्हाट टू एक्सपेक्ट. um is it mine?
No, I don't see any issues. You want to share something?
I don't know what happened, sorry. I'll edit it out. Effectively
Oh,
थोड़ा
that's okay.
इशू. इफेक्टिवली क्या हुआ था कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने टॉस जीता एंड देन South Africa started to bat. Saurabh, I don't have scorecard in front of me, but essentially क्या हुआ था I think was Quinton de Kock had another blasting century. If you can pull up the scorecard or if you can read through the scorecard, that will be
Yeah, yeah,
helpful for our
I'll
audience.
do that. I'll do that.
And Yeah, I think they just smashed it all over the park. ऐसा लग रहा था कि इस टाइम पे कि Australia would actually go ahead and um, yeah, Australia would actually go. Sorry, South Africa would actually go and score more than 350 runs. तब तक हमने यहाँ पे
Yeah.
क्रिकबस का स्कोर कार्ड दिखाया है. थैंक यू क्रिकबस. या मार्कम ने 56 मारा, क्लासन 29, बट द pick of the players was Quinton de Kock, back to back century 109. और जिस तरह से उन्होंने हेजलवुड को और कमिंस को. कमिंस इज अ वेरी गुड बॉलर एंड they just were taken apart. So Saurabh, what did you think of South Africa's innings? The first half, 311 looked good score to play with. They could have gotten more, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, so the way I basically look at it is okay. When South Africa ended the innings, मुझे लग रहा था कि South Africa को 350 मारने थे bare minimum, you know, at least near to 350, if not 350 or 350 plus. तो मुझे लगा 311 is slightly less considering the score that they had at the end of 40 overs. तो मुझे एक थोड़ा वहां पे disappointment लगा था, लेकिन the way the match ended, जहाँ पे South Africa you were not able to accelerate. अब on the hindsight मुझे लग रहा है it was a precursor to why Australia possibly was not able to explode or have a good start like the way they normally do, like the likes of Warner and Michelle Marsh. So, Australia, South Africa, I think De Kock, as you said, Arvind, 109, another 100. I don't know if he's going to, go ahead and make another one in the next match, which I'm not really sure with whom are they playing. लेकिन a fantastic innings by De Kock, Bauma को काफी chances मिले. Markram played a very nice innings. I was expecting a little more from Klassen. Miller को बहुत ही कम, strike मिला last few overs में for some odd reason. Janssen showed I mean, he showed he's a good find for South Africa as far as batting is concerned. 311 रन मुझे लगा थोड़ा कम है, लेकिन एट द एंड मुझे लगा पता चल गया कि 312 जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया को चेज करना था was a little bit too much for them to chase in the end.
And if you look at the bowling of Australia there before you get to the Australian batting, I
Yeah.
think अब दिख रहे हैं problems. They are having issues. Zampa is not being effective in these conditions. And अगर आपके main spinner is not effective, you look at Maxwell. Maxwell 10 overs 2 for 34. Pick up the bowlers. Zampa 10 overs 1 for 70. Has been thrown out of park. Cummins 9 overs 71 runs. जब आपके top players, जो top key bowlers हैं, when they don't perform, then you're going to be in trouble. And Zampa's case is curious क्योंकि अब उनके पास कोई recognized quality spinner नहीं है in the squad because Nathan Lyon doesn't play ODIs and Ashton Agar is still in Australia. He's not in the squad. Personal reasons, I believe, or injury. I'm not sure which one, but a combination of that, I believe. Stoinis ने भी ज्यादा bowling नहीं करी, Mitchell Marsh ने भी ज्यादा bowling नहीं करी, so the pressure was on the top 4 bowlers, and it was surprising to see. जब हमने start of the tournament लगा था कि Australia's bowling looked lethal, पेपर में तो lethal लग रहा था, but I think अब holes दिख रहे हैं, and I think both of them, India ने भी और South Africa ने भी, have exploited it very very well. Barring that first over जो Rohit Sharma and all those guys got out, उसके बाद Australia did not pick up wickets in the manner they should.
True.
Okay, ठीक है, end में they took
True.
wickets, but they've given a lot more runs than they should have picked up the wickets.
I think disappointment अरविंद रहा है कमिंस का, और हम ऑफलाइन बात कर रहे थे. आई नो रबाडा ने ऑन द हाइंड साइड विकेट्स लिए हैं, लेकिन कमिंस का शॉर्टर फॉर्मेट में परफॉर्मेंस उतना अच्छा नहीं रहा है. आई मीन ही इज अ फैंटास्टिक टेस्ट मैच बॉलर, लेकिन ओडीआईज में उनकी परफॉर्मेंस हैज बीन वेरी डिसअपॉइंटिंग. ओडीआईज और इवन टी20 फॉर द मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट. और जैम्पा के बारे में मैं ये बोलूंगा, जैम्पा ने इंडिया में पहले अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है. ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैज प्लेड क्वाइट अ बिट इन इंडिया एज फार एज ओडीआई मैचेस इज कंसर्न्ड लास्ट ईयर, दिस ईयर. यार 2 साल पहले भी आए थे, आई थिंक बिफोर टी20 सीरीज. तो ही हैज डन क्वाइट वेल. आई मुझे लग रहा है कि शायद जो साउथ अफ्रीका में जो ओडीआई हुआ था, वहां पे इनकी काफी पिटाई हुई थी. आई थिंक इन फॉन्डली रिमेम्बर, आई मीन फॉन्डली फॉर मी, नॉट फॉर यू. उन्होंने 10 ओवर में शायद 100 से ज्यादा रन दिए थे एक मैच में. तो हो सकता है कि उनका कॉन्फिडेंस थोड़ा सा लो हो, बिकॉज
Yeah.
he is a good bowler. I mean, he actually gets picked in the Australian shorter format automatically. और आपको मालूम है लेग स्पिनर, mystery spinners काफी चल रहे हैं
Yeah.
shorter format में.
No, he had a good
तो
record since 2021 as well. I mean, he is one of the wicket-taking bowlers Australia had, so it's very surprising कि ऐसे player is struggling to get into the form. Let's see how it happens in the next couple of games, but
yeah,
Australia have bowling problems, and they are now glaringly
yeah,
open. तो बात करते हैं
true.
बैटिंग
और
की.
एक और चीज है, सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम, 7 कैचेस ड्रॉप.
Oh yeah, I
7
could not.
कैचेस.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We should have talked about that earlier. Horrible, horrible fielding. I think it's stat आ रहा था number of catch percentage, efficiency of catches you put. I think they were putting it in the TV in the streaming. Australia had the lowest percentage in the entire World Cup. 54% is
Yeah.
54% of the catches only were being caught into this thing. And man, कितने chances मिले बहुमा को end में, मतलब end में भी. I mean, even though what's his name, when this guy was playing Klaasen and Janssen gave away so many catches out. 20, 30 runs. It would have been like, less than
True.
300 score ho jata, and it would have been a very different scenario. And 70, sorry, how many extras did they had in that 311? I don't know. Can you go back on top? 13. Okay, that's not a lot, but
Certain.
yeah, but it was a very un-Australian bowling and fielding performance, which they are not known for. And actually, it was an
Everything was
un-Australian
Australian.
performance. Everything, yeah. Actually, because now let's come into the
Everything.
batting now. Um, Shocker. I did not expect this kind of batting from Australia. I have to say Australia have been a little bit unlucky here. I can share my screen sort of in just a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
But before I go, sorry, let me just read through talk through the scorecard, and then we can talk about what's happened there. किसी ने भी 50 नहीं मारा. I mean, I don't remember last time when this has happened for Australia where their players did not just click.
Mm.
Marnus Labuschagne, I mean, he played like a test match. Obviously, at that point of time, by the time he came in, the game was pretty much over. Steve Smith, Marcus Stoinis were pretty unlucky. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But Josh English, he replaced Alex Carey, just could not do it. Glenn Maxwell, everyone flopped. Mitchell Marsh, I mean, I was kind of expecting कि Mitchell Marsh शायद धमाका करे इस वर्ल्ड कप में. ही इज द फाइंड फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया. ट्रेविस हेड टू इंजर हुए थे, उसके रिप्लेसमेंट में वो टॉप ऑफ द लाइन में थे ही. एंड लुक लाइक दिस इज अ ग्रेट ओपनिंग फॉर देम, मिशेल मार्श एंड डेविड वार्नर. बट pretty shocking. And you look at it, I mean, it
Yeah.
is very clear. By the time I think they were 65 for 5 and 70 for 6, the game was kind of dusted by the time. 15 ओवर
Over.
में गेम खत्म
Yeah.
हो गया था. And
खत्म हो
and
गया.
at that point of time, it was just basically कि how big of a defeat are you gonna avoid.
Have.
तो एक
Mm.
पार्टनरशिप हुआ था स्टार्क और हुसैन के बीच में, and then Pat Cummins came at the end, kind of saved them. 100 रन से ऊपर मार लिए. But Rabada, everyone took wickets. Rabada took wickets. Keshav Maharaj, Shamshi, Jansen थोड़े expensive रहे, but he also took wickets, and Lungi and Gidi. Overall, a clinical performance from South Africa, but very shocked by Australia's performance. But yeah, before I get to what the umpiring decisions, what did you think about this batting?
I see. I wanted South Africa to win. I'm saying that very openly. But I was very surprised. मुझे लगा 311 चेज हो जाएंगे. क्विंटन डिकॉक ने बात की थी पोस्ट हिज मैन ऑफ द मैच परफॉर्मेंस की. He knows about this pitch. हालांकि ये पिच completely different to what they played in IPL.
Correct.
लेकिन उनका ये कहना था कि while he was batting, he could sense this pitch is not going to get quicker. It's going to get slower. It's going to become a little difficult as the match proceeds to bat on this particular wicket. तो शायद उनको ये समझ में आ गया था, and that possibly is the reason he kind of went very aggressive at the start. तो I think क्योंकि जब साउथ अफ्रीका बॉलिंग कर रही थी, सी आई मीन ऑल ऑनेस्टी ओके दे आर गुड बॉलर्स, लेकिन दे वर इट सीम्ड लाइक दे आर bowling on a different pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the way
Yeah, I did
English
see that.
got out. Yeah, तो मुझे लगा कि डिफरेंट पिच है, लेकिन साउथ अफ्रीका डिड बोल वेल. I mean, they did utilize their height. I
Yeah.
mean, सबकी height काफी अच्छी है. Ngidi, Jansen, you could see the ball rising and stuff. There were a couple of innocuous delivery that that's hitting my mind even right now. So they bowled well. I think a little disappointed with the way not I would say not little, extremely disappointed with the way Australia batted. 2 matches हार चुके हैं, 7 matches रह गए हैं. I don't think so. They have room for any complacency now.
Yeah, they have
At
to
the
come up.
max मुझे लगता है at the max एक match हार सकते हैं, उसके बाद it's gonna get a little difficult for them. I want to see them in the semi-finals just to make sure World Cup is competitive. I think it's a known fact. The World Cup is at its best when Australia is there in the is in the mix of things, and I would want them to be in the semi-finals, but they have to pull up their socks for sure.
Yeah, and it's interesting कि pitch ऐसा था, and yet Cummins chose to ball first, which I thought was very interesting. But can you stop sharing your screen, Mag? Because I had one more item which I wanted to share. I think this did not help Australia at all with the kind of uh, umpiring which happened in this game. पहले स्टीव स्मिथ का जो आउट था, जो LBW था, which I think was very very shady. I mean, I think
Hmm.
that was very unfortunate, unlucky बोल सकते हैं. I think Steve Smith was tad unlucky there. You look at this. This is a shocker. You look at the Ultra Edge, and you look at the can, you look at the hand, and you look at Marcus Stoinis' expression. I think this says it all, and I think this is also a broader thing that Australia has been unlucky in both the games. पहले गेम में the Chennai pitch was a disaster, and दूसरे pitch में the pitch got slower, and then they have these two umpiring decisions against their batsmen who were, Steve Smith and Stoinis were, as you said, जैसे Quinton de Kock को pitch पता है, Stoinis also used to play for Lucknow, तो Stoinis को भी ये ground पता है. And so I would have expected, a fight coming back from them. But when you have such a decisions coming into the cricket, then you kind of are basically against the wall. So I think broader question is, I think, has umpiring been let down for Australia? And I think they may complain about it or they may talk about it, but they'll move on. But I think something to keep an eye in this World Cup is, would this repeat again? What if this was a semi-final game or a final game and this kind of decision happens and then changes the course of the entire game here, like this happened? But shocker, very much shocker.
I think एक और चीज है अरविंद, I don't know if you look at it. I mean, जब और मुझे याद है, just not on the hindsight, जब ये आया था schedule, and when I looked at it, मुझे कभी कभी लगा कि it's a very carefully put together, schedule as far as different teams. Let's say Australia is playing in Chennai. Again,
Yeah,
Chennai is not the pitch where Australia would want to play. Lucknow, everyone knows about Lucknow. They are playing
yeah,
another match in Lucknow against, I think उनका next match है. I just opened मैं देख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे उनका next match कब है. I think they are playing Sri Lanka. See the opposition that they are playing. They're playing India in Chennai, Sri Lanka in Lucknow. I think the only breather that they have is they're playing Pakistan. हालांकि ठीक है, पाकिस्तान के spinners उनका इतना ज्यादा reputation नहीं है anyways.
but they're playing Pakistan and Bangalore.
हाँ, लेकिन यार Bangalore I would
But it's a
actually.
pressure game now. They have to win it because Pakistan is on high with that one.
That see, yeah, right. तो मुझे थोड़ा लग रहा है कि certain things, I mean, see, Australia is a quality side, and these things should not be, considered as
They've been given a very tough start to the World
reasons.
Cup.
हाँ,
You don't have
as
Afghanistan,
reasons कि
Bangladesh,
that's also there. That's also there.
and abhi to Australia
ठीक है,
yet
I
to
think there are
play
few things.
England and New Zealand, their rivals, and then that becomes a pressure game for them to win it. So I think this could be a defining World Cup for Australia, where they actually may have their worst ever performance. I don't know, in the history of World Cups.
आपको याद है 2019 वर्ल्ड कप भी उनके लिए अच्छा नहीं है.
हाँ,
I
but
I thought 2019, and to my memory, क्योंकि मैं 96 से देख रहा हूँ, 92 also was pretty bad for them. To my
correct.
memory, this 2019 सबसे खराब. But if this happens, I know it's two matches. I think अभी थोड़ा time है. I think all they got to make sure is they win. I think England, New Zealand, और कौन सी team रहेगी? Pakistan, Sri Lanka. I expect them to beat Pakistan, Sri Lanka. I know they're playing Sri Lanka in Lucknow. Sri Lanka is also down and out. I expect them to win a match between, let's say, England and New Zealand. एक मैच जीत जाए, बाकी सारे मैच जीत जाए, apart from England and New Zealand. I think that should be it for them to qualify.
Yeah. Let's wrap up with where do you see South Africa going from here? 2 wins. Is there probably one of their brightest starts in a World Cup, and suddenly South Africa, which have a history of World Cup shockers and heartbreaks,
See,
suddenly a
I wouldn't
positive
say.
story लग रही है. I think it's
I
too early
wouldn't
to
say
say.
हाँ, South Africa. देखिए, I mean, पहले भी World Cups में I remember 96 World Cup.
They won
5-0.
everything in the group, and then they lose in the quarters and semis. So not a
99,
new
99, 99
Yeah.
अच्छा रहा था. 2003 was okay. 2007 was decent, barring Australia. They won possibly.
Yeah, they always do well in the initial stages. So this is a South Africa we've known do it, but a
I
positive start.
want so I want to see South Africa. I think Lucknow in one way was a test for them as far as the pitch is concerned. I want to see them tested in a not so flat pitch. Let me put that. And then I
Yeah,
possibly would, and I'm speaking as an ardent South African supporter. और दूसरा होगा कि उनकी let's say they scored 320 330 and it's a super flat wicket like the way they had in versus Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka was able to score 350. For some reason they choke out and they score only 2 315 in a super flat wicket, just like the Sri Lanka match, and then their bowling gets tested. I want to see that because मुझे अभी भी confidence नहीं है. पता नहीं मैं 2
spoken
मैचेस
like
से
a
बोल रहा हूँ confidence नहीं है
spoken like a true fan,
and चीज
always
आ रहा है.
pessimistic. Yeah, and then they win. Yeah. I thought I'll end it with this. This was one of the memes which Gabbar posted on X. Uh, मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं यार ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, अब हो गया, मतलब दिस इज
सो जा सो जा। कैसा हालत हो गया है साला, भिखारियों के साथ सोना पड़ रहा है।
that was Afghanistan and Sri Lanka sitting together. Sorry, that was Netherlands before that, who's already sleeping, and there was Afghanistan there. So Australia is at number 9 with a negative minus 1.8 run rate. This I have never seen in my cricketing World Cup life, seeing Australia at lowest rank. But yeah, we'll end it here. Uh, Please hit that like button. Please share and please subscribe. I think our today's match is Bangladesh New Zealand. I'll just spend quickly a minute or two on this one. I think this is going to be a good game for New Zealand. I think important game for Bangladesh. Bangladesh has to win, otherwise they're going to start slowly going to behind because they have not won the games here. I know they won the first game against Afghanistan, but this counts for them. Now I think New Zealand winning will give them a very good confidence towards a semi-final qualification. So what do you think? Sort of क्या लग रहा है? I don't know where the game is happening, by the way. मैंने check भी नहीं किया था ये.
चेन्नई में.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting. The spinning track, Bangladesh spinners.
हाँ. That's going to be interesting. लेकिन see, I think New Zealand
As you said, the word
coming from
tested. New Zealand can get tested, and if they come out of this, yeah.
Can.
Yeah.
और एक और चीज है, New Zealand is coming from a high against Bangladesh in a recently concluded ODI series where they won 2-0. थर्ड मैच शायद बारिश आ गई थी. तो क्योंकि न्यूजीलैंड ने बांग्लादेश के साथ, बांग्लादेश में दे हैव गॉट टेरिबल रिकॉर्ड, लाइक मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टीम्स हैव बीन हैविंग इन
Yeah.
बांग्लादेश. ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैज लॉस्ट, पाकिस्तान हैज लॉस्ट, इंडिया हैज लॉस्ट. तो काफी टीमें हारी हैं वहां पे, तो एक कॉन्फिडेंस ये रहेगा. और दूसरी चीज है, आई थिंक न्यूजीलैंड के पास वो अटैक है. उनके पास फैटनर है, उनके पास इस शोधी है, खेलेंगे नहीं. आई थिंक ही विल प्ले हियर.
I think he
और
will play. Yeah.
रचिन रविंद्र है, और
Who can
रचिन
ball?
रविंद्र
Yep.
है. तो अगर बांग्लादेश के पास वो अटैक है तो मुझे लगता है
New
न्यूजीलैंड के
Zealand
पास
के
भी वो
पास
अटैक.
भी है, which is why I think
और
for their batsmen
और
they'll get
अच्छे.
tested and they will bowling they'll get a practice on the spin to see how the combination would look.
ट्रू. तो अगर, तो मुझे लगता है न्यूजीलैंड इज फेवरेट्स.
Possibly, yeah, you're right. You just mentioned, Sodhi and Sandner. Sandner has bowled well, and Rachin has been a find of the tournament so far. So for the team, so
ट्रू.
yeah, exciting game. Let's see how they play with that there. But we'll leave it here. The big game is tomorrow, and we will talk about it in our next video. We'll be doing a preview of India versus Pakistan at Ahmedabad, which is going to happen in 24 to 27 hours from now. When we are recording, we will be doing a video about the whole build up to the game and all the shenanigans which has been happening around the game in our next video. So stay tuned, keep watching our channel, keep hitting keep hitting our like buttons, keep subscribing it, and yeah, more World Cup content coming your way. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Bye-bye.
in later.